There are so many stunning spots to check out in the world, but let's be real, some places can be pretty risky for travelers. From crime-ridden cities to war-torn countries, there are plenty of places that you might want to avoid when planning your next trip. In this video, we will show you 6 of the most dangerous countries in the world for travelers. Number 6. Yemen. Yemen is considered one of the most dangerous countries in the world due to the ongoing civil war and terrorism. Since the conflict began in 2011, the country has been in a state of chaos and violence, making it very dangerous for both locals and foreigners. The war has caused a humanitarian crisis with widespread poverty, hunger, and disease. As a traveler, you may find it difficult to access basic services such as food, water, and medical care. Additionally, there is a high risk of being caught in the crossfire between the fighting groups or becoming the target of terrorist attacks. The Yemeni government has imposed strict travel restrictions, and it is highly advised to avoid all travel to Yemen unless absolutely necessary. Number 5. Afghanistan. Afghanistan is another country that has been torn apart by war and terrorism. Despite the recent withdrawal of USA troops, the country remains volatile and unstable. The Taliban has returned to power, and there is a resurgence of the Islamic State of Afghanistan, which carries out frequent attacks on civilians and foreign nationals. There is also a serious risk of kidnapping in Afghanistan. Aid workers and foreigners are often targeted by militant groups demanding ransom or using hostages for propaganda purposes. Moreover, women traveling alone in Afghanistan face an elevated risk of harassment and violence. The country's patriarchal society and strict cultural norms can make it challenging for women to navigate public spaces safely. Traveling to Afghanistan comes with inherent risks, and it is strongly discouraged by most governments. Number 4. Syria. Syria has been in a state of civil war for over a decade, resulting in widespread destruction and loss of life. The conflict has caused a massive refugee crisis, and the country's infrastructure has been severely damaged. The Syrian government has imposed tight control over the country, and foreigners entering Syria must obtain a special permit. But even with a permit, you are still at risk of being caught in the crossfire or targeted by extremist groups. There is also a risk of chemical weapons used in Syria, and the country remains on the United Nations Security Council's blacklist of countries where travel is not advised. Take a quick second to pause the video and hit that like button. It really helps me out. Now, let's keep going. Number 4. Somalia. Somalia is located in East Africa and has been struggling with civil war, terrorism, and piracy for many years. The country is known for its militant group Al-Shabaab, which carries out frequent attacks on both local and foreign targets. There is a high risk of kidnapping in Somalia, and foreigners are often targeted by pirates who operate off the coast. The country's infrastructure is severely damaged, and basic services are not widely available. Most of the country is considered extremely dangerous, and the United Nations advises against all travel to Somalia. Number 2. Venezuela. Venezuela is a country in South America that has been facing political and economic instability for several years. The country's hyperinflation and shortage of basic goods and services have led to widespread poverty and desperation. There is a high level of crime in Venezuela, and foreigners are often targeted for robbery and extortion. The country's infrastructure has also suffered greatly, and there is a risk of food and water shortages, as well as limited access to medical care. The U.S. State Department has issued a Level 4 travel advisory for Venezuela, which is the second highest level of warning. They advise their citizens to reconsider traveling to Venezuela due to the ongoing unrest and violence. Number 1. Donbass, Ukraine. The Donbass region in eastern Ukraine has been the site of an ongoing war between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists since 2014. The conflict has resulted in thousands of civilian casualties and has caused a humanitarian crisis in the region. The fighting has also spread to neighboring areas, making the entire region unsafe for travelers. The risk of being caught in the crossfire or being targeted by either side of the conflict is high. Additionally, there is a risk of landmines and unexploded munitions in the area. The Ukrainian government has imposed martial law in the region, and non-Ukrainians require a special permit to enter. There is also a risk of conscription, meaning that you may be forced to fight in the conflict if you are fit and ready for action and of a certain age. Overall, the danger and uncertainty of the situation make it strongly advisable to avoid traveling to the Donbass region at this time. These are just a few examples of countries and regions that are considered dangerous for travelers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting content. We would love to hear about your own experiences traveling abroad. So please share your thoughts and comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we hope to see you again soon.